Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to download an empty program to your PLC so you can attempt to figure out which inputs um, have what field devices wired to them. So here I have a blank program set up. We've already done our RS links. We've set that up. We've already done our controller properties. We have that set up. We know we've working that. We've configured our I/O. And so now we're ready to download a blank program. And I'm going to download this blank program and I'll just save this as blank program here. Select the save icon and then a number of boxes start popping up here. Okay, downloading the program. Do you want to change the series here, which is what you originally had it to? No problem. Yes. The processor is in run mode. That's a switch that is going to be available at the PLC itself. PLC must be switched to program mode to continue. We select yes here. We download it. We hit OK to this box here. And then are you sure you want to change back to run mode? In this case, yes, we absolutely do. So, do we want to go online? Absolutely. Now, as soon as we go online, we will see a couple of things happen on our PLC screen. One, this little spot here, which was originally set offline, goes to remote run. Okay, in remote run, we are in the remote mode on our PLC processor. Also, you can see that our screen over here has gone green. Green is an extremely important color in PLCs. That means it's activated. Okay, and you can see here our little icon is rotating. So we are definitely online. So what we want to do first is we want to identify some inputs that we're going to be using on our trainer. So to do this, we go to the data table files, which you should have read up on, or at least be familiar with before going on to this video. But our inputs are, all of our inputs are located in data table file 1 right here. So we're going to double click this and open it up. Now you can see here that you have a number of ones and zeros in this first row here. Okay. Everywhere there is a 1, you can assume that that switch or field device is in the closed position, meaning it's allowing voltage to go to the input of the PLC terminal. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to activate a couple of switches. And in doing that, you're going to see what happens on the screen, how they change from a 1 to a 0 or a 0 1, indicating the address. So I'm going to click on this one right here, and you're going to watch this change as I activate the yellow button, and this is tied to input slot 0 terminal 9. You see how that's changing as I push the button? Alright, now I can come over here and focus on 12, which is our, oops, let me move that, which is our middle green button, and that's being activated. Now, if I go back and I look at, let's say 7 here, 7 has a 1, but I'm not activating my input 7 here. So that means this is wired normally closed. So I come in here, I activate the stop button. Now it's closed. Now I've activated it. It's opened up, and we've gone from a 1 to a 0. Okay, and then the one next to it, 8, you can see the same thing is happening. And we can go through this process on most machines as long as we've downloaded a blank program to it to start to identify all of our inputs. This is very important because we're going to need these addresses when we start to program. The next data table file I want to talk about is the output data table file. And I want to make a special note here before we get started. You should never do what I'm about to do unless you have downloaded a blank program to your PLC. What you do here, we're going to start to establish a couple of outputs for addresses for some specific outputs. And so we're going to go into the data table files and we're going to change them from a 0, which is off, to a 1, which is on. So I come over here, I go to output slot 0 terminal 0, and I change from a 0 to a 1. And you can see here that my output is turned on. I'm going to go to, let's say, output terminal 0, or I'm sorry, output slot 0 terminal 2, and I'm going to change that from a 0 to a 1 as well, and they've turned on. And this is a good way to identify specific outputs for specific addresses. But again, you don't want to do this if you don't understand the program that is in your PLC. So that's why the only time I ever do this is when I download a blank program. And you can see me turn these off as well. I'm just changing from a 1 to a 0. Come over here, go, changes all these back to zeros. You can see the lights have now turned off. So when we're done with the data table files, we just simply come over here, close it out, and in the next video we're going to start to actually do some programming now that we've established some addresses for our real-world devices. So we're going to go offline. We come over to here, select the down arrow, we're going to select go offline. Do you want to save the changes? We made some changes in here. We'll just go ahead and say no for now. And now we're offline. We're ready to start programming.